Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are having a fantastic day. If you're new to the channel, my name is Parker Nierenstein. This is Vehicle Virgins, and today we are doing the first modification on the Tesla Model S Plaid. We're slamming it to the ground. Nice little F10 M5 action. So after talking to a bunch of Tesla friends and doing some research, I determined that intuitive Tesla suspension is the best setup for the Model S. So I reached out to them via Instagram. They responded they were super down to work together. So I am headed to Costa Mesa to get it installed. It's got some really cool features too. Man, I love LA traffic. I feel like this Acura has a similar side profile to a Urus. Just pulled up to EV Fix Me to do the install, and the amount of modded Teslas here is absolutely insane. But there's one in particular that I can't wait to show you guys. Casper Model 3 on Instagram. This is one of the most insane Model 3s I have ever seen. Check it out. The air ride suspension, the tank, is dressed up like a Falcon rocket ship from SpaceX. Look at all of the lights and LEDs. If we go on to the interior, I mean, the amount of work done to this car is actually unbelievable. Custom floor mats, carbon fiber dash, carbon steering wheel. And then if we go around to the back, check out the audio setup in here with this infinity LED mirror. Now, these actually illuminate with stars. You just can't really see it in the light. That's crazy. All right, guys, I want to introduce you to Don Ryan from Intuitive, who's going to tell you a little bit more than I know about the lowering links, because they've got some really cool capabilities. And the quality on these is actually insane compared to what it comes from the factory.
Yeah, so these are the Intuitive lowering links. These are our new RSX2. They come pre-greased. When you want to make an adjustment with these, you can actually leave them in the car. You simply loosen the set screw, turn the sleeve to the setting that you want, and tighten the set screw back down, and you're done. And you just do that on all four. So it's very easy to change the height. You don't have to take the link off, check it with a caliper. So it saves you a lot of time in that sense.
And pretty much every other lowering link doesn't have that availability, right? You have to take them off every single time, make a small adjustment. That's and right. You've literally got down to 1/10 of a millimeter of adjustment. I mean, it's basically got a built-in caliper inside of the lowering link.
Yeah, so they call it a vernier scale, and it allows you to adjust it very easily. These are the black version, which have an electroless nickel-plated finish, which is really cool. For one thing, they look amazing, and they also hold up against corrosion really well. The original ones we can show you here are made from plastic. These are the original Tesla ones, which are obviously not adjustable. It's just made from a molded plastic.
Yeah, I mean, if you told me that this $140,000 car uses this, I mean, the lightest, cheapest piece of plastic I've ever seen compared to this beautiful, what is it made out of? Mostly aluminum?
These are aluminum, yeah. So they're also very light. A lot of times people ask me like, well, how should I set
How low can you go?
How low can you go? And with the Plaid, I mean, these go to a -13, we call it a -13. And what that means is that you're lengthening the link 13 millimeters longer than stock. Lengthening the link will drop the car down. If you're at like around a -7, that's a pretty substantial drop. I don't know how much lower you want to go than that. You can still maintain pretty decent ride quality, actually more than pretty decent ride quality. Most people don't even know the difference until you start getting into the -10 territory, something like that.
I think it is really cool. One of my favorite features about the Tesla is with the air suspension, you can raise the car and lower it. So, you know, on something like a McLaren or a Ferrari, they have their front lifts, but it's only the front end. This basically has that for the entire car if you want to get into spaces that are difficult. Pulling into a gas station, it was an example, but obviously you're not going to gas stations in a Tesla. But he reminded me that they've got this GPS-based system where you can just save the GPS location of when you have to go up an incline, and it'll raise the suspension for you. And the fact that I can lower it significantly and still maintain all that functionality is pretty cool. What is really cool is if you do have access to a lift, you don't even have to remove the wheels to do this. You're able to remove the stock lowering links from right there and replace them with the new improved Intuitive suspension. In the rear, we simply remove the wheel so that you can see it more clearly when they're doing the installation. But he is putting on the new lowering link right now.
Actually, for the viewers at home, if you're gonna do this at your home, you are gonna want to remove the wheel unless you have a lift to put your car up and take the bottom tray off. You can't really access the arm like we do. So we just do it like this way because it's convenient for us. But if you're do it yourself or at home, take the wheel off and then just reach in here. It's gonna be a lot easier.
If you guys are doing the install at home, it's actually pretty easy. You just have to be careful to put some support on this arm right here so that you don't put too much pressure on the sensor, because they are pretty easy to break. But as long as you support that arm while you're removing the link, you're good to go. Tony here is gonna show us how to properly remove the links without breaking the ride height sensor, which if you're doing this at home is very key. You don't wanna do that.
Yeah, so we've been hearing where some people have been having some challenges getting these little links off without getting these damaged. There's a couple key things that we have to keep in mind. These arms are plastic. These are the newer ones on the Tesla air suspension. This green one is the older one on the Continental suspension on the older Teslas. Now, they're both Tesla products. They just switch manufacturers at some point. These old ones were a little bit more robust, so it wasn't really an issue. The mount point actually happened to be a metal ball. We actually have a different link here where it was on a newer Conti system, and over time the arm itself just kind of degraded. When it came time to remove the link, the mounting ball also came off the arm, so rendering the old sensor useless and had to be replaced. Now, the keys that we use to make sure that we get it off without breaking things, I have this little right angle tool. This one's not on the car, so I can't show exactly, but if you look at some of the other videos, you can see us pulling it off. But basically what I do is, when this is in the car, I reach behind the link just slightly here and use that flat part to put leverage on the link, keeping it kind of at a perpendicular 90 degrees, applying some pressure. It'll pull it off. Now, you don't want to pull really hard, you just want a gentle pull, pop it off. Now, once that's off, the next key is to make sure that you support this arm while you're taking the link off. Show it this way so you can see what's going on. Gentle twist, it just pops right off. Then you can go ahead and snap your new one on.
So we've got some new parts we're coming out with for the Model 3 and Y adjustable rear camera and tow arms. And we just received the samples. And,
Oh my gosh.
This is a PVD finish.
That is cool.
And yeah, it's really cool. The nice thing about the PVD finish is, one thing, it's super durable, and it also happens to be one of the most environmentally friendly metal coatings that you can do compared to like nickel plating or chrome plating for sure. Obviously, everybody knows chrome plating is really bad for the environment. With the PVD, you don't have any of the negative environmental effects. And it also happens to be very durable, and it looks really cool too. So
Yeah, that is wild.
we're thinking to do maybe a little darker look than this, but I'd love to hear people's feedback, what they think of this with this style. I think these are all basically the same, but yeah. So this one's a little bit more blue, a little bit more purple. This one in particular is for the 3 and Y. And then we've got new parts coming out for the Plaid too. We're working on an adjustable control arm, rear camera arm for the Plaid, which is going to be amazing.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, you know, that's been our biggest request, is trying to dial out some of that negative camber, because everyone's lowering their Teslas now, and when you do that, it adds a lot of negative camber. So if you're a track racer, that's great, but if you're just a daily driver, you don't want to wear out the inside of your tires so quickly. So you can dial out some of that negative camber and get a longer tire life.
All right, guys, they're about to drop the car off the lift and pull it out. I haven't seen it yet in its new lowered form. I am really, really excited. And also, seeing all of these Teslas here is unfortunately gonna put a dent in my pocketbook, because I wanna do a whole host of mods on my car now that I didn't even know existed. I love this carbon fiber vented hood. Check out these Advan GTs and HREs. Comment in the comment section below what wheels I should put on the Model S. Guys, check out how insane my car looks. I mean, this is in basically its lowest setting at -10, so I'm probably going to change it to be a little bit more drivable, but honestly, it looks so good this low, I'm kind of tempted to keep it like that. Look how tucked the front wheels are. That is insane. And the back too. Wow. It's actually so low to the ground, that's unbelievable. I am so excited, guys. Check it out. Literally doesn't rub whatsoever, even in its lowest setting. That's amazing. If you guys thought this was low, remember that in cheetah stance, the front actually lowers even more for launch control. So we're gonna try that out and see how low this actually can go.
I can barely fit 2 fingers.
Now that the sun has gone down a bit, I wanted to give you guys another look at how low the Tesla Plaid is, because those shadows kind of made it look higher off the ground than it truly is. I am absolutely obsessed with the way the car looks now. Look how low that front end is, and that's not even in cheetah stance. Honestly, I am so pumped. Special thanks to Intuitive Suspension for making this possible. I've got a link in the description down below. If you guys have a Tesla Model S long range or Plaid, you gotta get the lowering kit. It is so worth it. Also, thanks to EV Fix Me for doing the install. You guys killed it. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. Let me know what I should mod next on the Tesla. See you next video.